Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we've got another bit of great news from Kuro Games. They've sent out another player satisfaction survey for version number 2.6. And boy, oh boy, do I have a lot of grievances when it comes to this version. I feel like that 2.6 has kind of like been the end result of a lot of different factors. Things like, maybe a lot of the employees being busy at KuroFest, the beta testers focusing more on leaks than actually doing their job, and the end result has been a fuck ton of bugs in this version of the game that have made a lot of the content that you go through regularly feel really, really off. Some of the big examples that come to mind for me is the Mia hologram, which feels like it was play tested by 3 people before it got released, and as well as the weird situation that's going on in Wuthering Waves with Augusta and her liberation, which is not really supposed to be a bug, but has some of the most inconsistent, like, wave respawning mechanics I've ever seen, where sometimes another wave spawns and then sometimes it doesn't. It feels like a bug, but apparently it's not. But definitely something that should have been addressed a lot more in the beta, so that on release, you don't have so many people wondering why the fuck it works this way. So, yeah, that's going to be some of the grievances that I have right off the bat. Why don't we go ahead, open up the questionnaire from Yang Yang, and get flashbanged. Please let us know your age. I always lie on this. I always pick, like, a range between, like, these numbers. So we'll go for 29 today. How would you rate your overall experience in Wuthering Waves version 2.6 by Sun Scourge by Moon's Revelation? New content includes the new main quests, the new event, Tidal Defense Simulator, and the new Resonators. I would say overall satisfied. Yeah, overall satisfied with everything. It is a great patch. Great content as a whole. I don't think there are a lot of issues with it from like a fulfillment perspective. But the experience as you go through some of the stuff does feel, with the examples that I've shown before, it does feel like it was missing a little bit of polish. And there wasn't really that many combat events. Based on your experience in the current version, how satisfied are you with the following? From very dissatisfied to very satisfied or unable to rate. Story, world exploration, environment visuals, music and sound effects. Music and sound effects, I would say, very satisfied. I think they did a great job with both the characters as well as all the stuff that shows up in the story. Environmental visuals, I would say very satisfied. World exploration, you know what? It's like all of these things, they're not related to combat. They're entirely based off the story and all of that. I would put actually very satisfied for all 4 of these. Yeah, I don't personally have an issue with any of the stuff that was listed over here. Combat, performance optimizations, I'm going to put somewhat dissatisfied. I'm going to put very dissatisfied with performance optimizations because literally, like, I don't know what happened in the TOA. I'm lagging in the TOA now. I'm like lagging in the menus. I can't have it like running in the background. Otherwise, like my entire stream setup just starts getting like delayed. I don't know what they did in this update, but like menus are literally performing way worse than they were before. Resonator visuals, very satisfied. I think and Augusta look great. And then Resonator building, Mia's boss is a complete piece of shit. Yeah, you gotta go into the loading screen and then exit the loading screen to farm the Echo. And that alone is enough. I would actually put overall satisfied or very satisfied, but Mia's domain is so fucked up for grinding it that it's gonna drag it all the way from here down to here. Because I'm just gonna be real here. Who playtested that? Who playtested that when every other domain Echo in the game just lets you restart without spending your wayplates? For Mia's, the only way to restart it without exiting out the domain, going through a loading screen, and then going back in is to spend wayplates. Then it gives you the restart button. Every other domain in the game just lets you restart without spending wayplates. And the newest one for Mia is the only one that doesn't. It feels like a bug. It never got fixed. And it's like, why wasn't it raised as a bigger issue in the beta? Events and challenges, e.g. Tidal Defense Simulator. There needed to be more combat events in this update. Co-op, what are you even talking about, co-op experience? Why even put this question on there when it's not there? Why even put that question on there when there isn't even a co-op event? I'm going to put very dissatisfied. And then UI design, I mean, I think the UI is functional, sleek. I think it's great. I have no issues with the UI, and I've never had issues with the UI. But yeah, events and challenges, no combat events, so I'm going to put it low. No co-op events, so I'm going to put it very dissatisfied. And then UI design, yeah, it's great. It's fine. I have no issues with it. What do you think of the amount of playable content in version 2.6? I think that the actual playtime of all the events is pretty good, but it doesn't have enough events that I actually liked in this version. I think some of the puzzle ones were like okay, but it's a lot of like kind of like goofy sort of leisure events and not a lot of combat stuff. I had some fun doing the combat challenges. Those sort of felt like events. They actually took like 15 minutes to do them that are in the overworld. You know how there's like that stone sword that you like interact with and you have like 3 different challenges you can do. There's like 4 of them total. That was actually fun. You could technically consider that a combat event because it was about as long as one. I just want more of that shit. It was great. How satisfied are you with Fantasies of Thousand Gateways? I would say overall satisfied. I think the main thing is that I want options to like save runs. I would love the option to do something like what HSR has in the Divergent universe, where I can save runs of a team and then be able to like speed farm echo boxes and like tubes and tuners that way. Where I just like fight Scar again. I use a previous team that I cleared with all the buffs, all the upgrades, and then I can like redeem for 60 or 120 weight plates, and then be able to get tubes and tuners that way. I think once you add that, this game mode is pretty much there. So yeah, a way to speed farm the unborn echoes via past Fantasies of Thousand Gateway runs, just like Honkai Star Rail's Divergent universe. So yeah, that's the question. We might just move our camera over here and just move it throughout. But yeah, that's how I would approach that one. So yeah, overall satisfied. Would love that one fix. Next up, how satisfied are you with the second coming of Solaris Ultra? I haven't actually played it yet, but from what I've seen so far, from what I've seen so far, it looks fun. So I'll put overall satisfied. How satisfied are you with Hunt of Ash and Steel? I don't have any issues with it. I think it's fine. I think it's always been fine whenever it's been in the game. It's just, hey, you get time-limited rewards for exploration and doing quests in the area. I don't really know how I could make it better, so I just put very satisfied. It's good, it's great, it's awesome. Nothing crazy, but it's also like, yeah, it's just a checklist. I can't think of anything to add for it. I don't think it needs changing, so just very satisfied. How satisfied are you with the... Again, it's just stuff that you get for doing the exploration. So yeah. How satisfied are you with the Prince of Plateaus? What is this event? Is this the one where you like talk to Yuno and you do that stuff? I don't really know what the point of these questions are. It's just like free Astrite for like a very leisurely sort of stuff. Oh, the photo event? Yeah, I'm neutral on photo events. It's another photo event in a patch where there are not very many combat events. Where there are 0 combat events. If this was accompanied by a wider variety of interactive events and not just casual and not just leisure ones, I would rate it higher. How satisfied are you with Marks of the Wild? So I actually did this one off stream. I did this one off stream and I kind of wish I did it on stream because like low-key this shit was fucking hard. This was like harder than the Tower of Adversity. I'm going to be honest with you. It was good. They designed it well. And there was one stage where I had to reduce the difficulty. There was one stage where I had to do it. And I was like, brother, I cannot for the life of me figure out. I think it was stage 2. And you had like 5 moves. And the board was like this big. And it had like the 2 like squares. That's the only... It was like stage 2 max difficulty. That was the only one I had to reduce difficulty on. I had to go from like 5 to 8 moves. That's the only way I could do it. All the other ones, I got them good. I got them okay. But that one, nah, brother. Everything else, I got no problem. That's why I actually wanted to record the video. So I think more of events like this, where it's like, it doesn't feel brainless. You got to do some thinking, and there are a variety of ways to solve the puzzles. I actually like this one. Wind Rider Project. Is this even an event? Don't you just talk to somebody and you're done? It is not really an event. It's just a very short quest that is great because it gives Astrite, but you unlock flight in Jinzhou without even doing it. So it feels very shallow. I'm neutral on it, but it's like, it's objectively not a good quest. How satisfied are you with Tidal Defense Simulator? I would say overall satisfied. Yeah, I think overall satisfied is the way that I'm gonna go with for this one. Why is Tidal Defense Simulator? The gameplay is fun, but what prevents it from being a 100% positively received game mode is the fact that it feels like it doesn't belong in this patch. It should have been saved for a filler patch where there is less content, like map exploration, story, its main story, etc. to do. Yeah, that's my take. It should have been saved for a different patch. I don't think it belonged in 2.6. I don't think it belonged in 2.6 with the other stuff we had in the patch. If it was saved for another one where it was like filler, and then there was like a more hashed out combat event this patch, that would have just been way better. Just in terms of like ordering. It would have been good in 2.5 or it would have been good in 2.5 for sure. Yeah, this would have been an amazing event to have in 2.5 where it felt super dry. But this patch feels like it has a lot of events, no combat ones, but it does feel like there's a lot of them. What device did you use most often? PC. Did you like the feature where a main quest is included in the second half of a new version? I like it. I like it. It rehashes the hype halfway through the version and kind of like reorients you on where the story is going. While in like 2.5, for example, right? The second half of the patch, yeah, the second half of 2.5 was kind of dry, wasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, the second half of 2.5 was kind of like, it took a long time to go by. And I'm going to be real here. The second half of 2.6 feels like it is flying by. That might be due to like all of the other news happening in the gacha states, all of that, updates to the TOA, all of those things. But yeah, I think it's good. I like it. It also brings up the hype for the second half character too. Yuno would not be as popular, you know, either on like social media or videos or any of that if the quest all was done in one go. Do you prefer the current version or version 2.5 of Fantasies of Thousand Gateways? Oh, the current version. If you like version 2, if you like the old version of Fantasies of Thousand Gateways more, I think you got issues. 1,000,000%. Yeah, it's 1,000,000% better. Could you specify why you prefer the current version? The requirement to reselect, I like the new UI. It looks much cleaner, and being able to manually activate sigils feels more interactive. I like the adjustments made to certain sigils. Time stop sigil is very cool, and so is the sigils feel more intentional when they are not automatically activated in combat, and feels like I am making a conscious decision in my gameplay, which feels good. The new room, Dreamless Room, was fun to play. Yeah, that's the Scar boss. That one feels good. I got to decide when to enter it. I could obtain all the available astrite without using the recommended resonators. That's good. Core metaphors, absolutely. Yeah, that's all good stuff. Have you ever participated in offline events organized by the Wuthering Waves team? Well, I know what somebody's gonna write. They're gonna put Kuro Fest. No. What types of Wuthering Waves offline events would you like to participate in? Can I just be entirely honest with you? None of these sound like that exciting. From the list that I'm seeing on here, it's like collaboration event. Oh, I'm gonna go visit a tea shop. I don't know about that one, man. I feel like large anime game conventions, small check-in events. Not really. It's like, what are you gonna do there? Like, go drive out, go talk to people for like 15 minutes, then leave? I'm good. Like, themed concerts. Hey, if the music is good, if they have like an actual like show for Woo-Wah's music, I think that could be kind of interesting. Small live shows. Nah, I'm good. Pop-up retail events? Nah, I'm good. Large themed carnivals? Hey, maybe. That could sound interesting. Stage plays? Nah. Orchestral? Sure. I think these would be the main ones. Yeah, those four. I would probably only go if it was like a big event. Like a big one where you can stay for a long time. Like, actually make it worth the time to like go drive there, drive back. But yeah, this like I don't know. I'm not going to like a fucking 7-Eleven, bro. I'm good. What would you like to do at an offline event?
Kuro Games, are you specifically tailoring an event just for me so you can find out exactly what it takes for me to go to something? Okay, I'll let you know right now.
Take photos with cosplayers. I'll take a picture with Camellia. Does that count? Like I'll take a picture with the mascot Camellia. I don't know if that counts as a cosplayer though. Well, yeah, sure. Build sets. Is this like fucking Legos? What do you mean build sets? I don't know what the fuck that means. Participate in interactive activities, stamp rallies, or team competitions. Yeah, I'll go have a boxing match. I'll go fight Kuro creators in a boxing ring. Yeah, I'm down. And the only one that I'm hesitant to get in the ring with is Gotcha Smack. Yeah, I think that's the only one that I'm hesitant to get in the ring with. But everybody else, yeah, hey, game on, brother. Let's do it. Get free merchandise. Yes, I'll accept free things. I won't say no to free things. I feel like a lot of people would answer yes to this question. Buy fan-made products. Depends on how good they are. Enjoy live music by individual performers or brands. If they're good, purchase limited edition merchandise. I don't like getting real offline. Try out unreleased versions of games. True. Enjoy or participate in on-stage activities. You know what would be so much fun? Jeopardy! Woo-Wah Edition. This character has an outro skill that's 20% Electro and 25% Liberation Damage Amplification. What is a Power Crept Yinlin? Based on your experience in the game so far, do you have any additional feedback or suggestions? All right, this looks like the last question of the survey. So I guess this is where we're going to have to talk about a couple of things. Fix the Mia hologram boss. It feels like nobody playtested this thing because it's a walking bug. With the camera angles, camera lock-on, visual clarity, it's a mess and one of the most unfun holograms in the game and a huge step down from previous bosses. Adjust the TOA floors 3 and 4 to increase the damage buffs given to the player as time goes on in the clear. Players with lower investment should have a lot more comfort dealing damage. Remove bosses like the Lampy Lumen Myriad or adjust their movesets since the boss is cosplaying Rosia for 30% of the clear and half of the roster cannot hit him. And it is very toxic gameplay to experience. We're on Earthquake mode right now. Start buffing some older units, some older limited units, i.e. Yinlin. Buff her damage significantly as she is essentially an outro bot who contributes nothing to the team. Outside that, Jian, improve his tracking and ability to damage enemies during his liberation, but not necessarily his DPS. What else? What is like some other shit that's hilariously fucked up on the run? I think those are the two main ones. Zhang Liao, I think if Yinlin's buff, Zhang Liao has no issues. Because Zhang Liao in dual DPS is perfectly fucking fine. Adjust Mia, regular boss, to allow players to restart her domain to grind her echoes without spending wave plates. Integration of this boss challenge is a huge step back from prior implementations like Nightmare Hecate, etc. Fix Burning Waves in Whimpering Wastes to trigger earlier with less embers, and also buff the gold token that interacts with Burning Waves by giving it a passive damage effect that just doubles or triples when Burning Waves is activated. This token is extremely bad in practice, and is actually worse than purple ones. Improve overall playtesting of the version. The beta testing has been actually insane with how many issues fell through the cracks and greatly diminished enjoyment in the early days of the patch. I think that's going to be the main feedback over here. Because oh my, has there been a lot of fucked up stuff in this patch. A lot of stuff in this patch has had some issues. Oh, and last one. Allow for conversion of Nightmare Nests to Tacit Fields following their daily use to give more Nightmare Echoes, Tubes, and Tuners as a replacement for regular Tacit Fields, as the resources as wave plates can feel wasted farming other sets. Okay, I think those are the main gameplay ones over here. I think if they were to do all of these things, the game would without a doubt become much better. I don't think there's a single disputable thing on this list. Oh, claim all for echoes after clearing a nightmare nest. I spend 60 plus seconds doing nothing but watching animations and pressing the interact button. It feels bad. I'm just sitting there. It's just that for a minute. And then you do that 3 times a day. That's just 3 minutes just sitting there pressing F. It's awful. Those are the main ones that I have on the table. I don't think that a single one of these are disputable. I genuinely think if you take a look at all of these suggestions that I made, I don't think a single one makes the game worse. I think we're ready to submit. All right. But it appears that is that for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Really wish there were some more endgame-oriented questions on here. Maybe they're saving them for the next survey after more people have gotten an opportunity to sink their teeth into the new TOA. It is only roughly about 6 days into the update, so maybe next patch is when they'll have more endgame-oriented questions. Or maybe they just decided because I'm so good and I have a 36 out of 36, I had no problems with the endgame, so they didn't bother asking me the question. No idea, but definitely had some more concerns that I thought I could raise in the actual questions themselves, but unfortunately the questions weren't there, so we had to spend a little bit of time at the end. So yeah, that'll be it for this one. Let me know what you all thought. I should get off this screen. I'm fucking blinded. Yeah, that's what the difference in lighting looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so let me know what you thought about this one. My responses, and peace out.